Good day. Our viewers, we want to welcome once again on our second episode of communication, how to grow in marriage through conflict.
Yes, welcome again to this wonderful afternoon. We're excited to be with you again. Take over your space.
Yes.
We are here because we're people who believe in marriage and people that love marriages, because marriages are God ordained. So we will share part of how we conquered a few things about communication.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a long journey.
True that in our previous episode we were talking about the pillars that normally sustain marriages, especially during when we're growing together in marriage. Because understand that marriage is about growing together. It's about understanding one another. And one of the pillars that we spoke about was communication. And communication is very key. When it's not adhered to and you don't learn, you know, women have your own language.
Yeah. Yes, people are different and people have got different languages that they speak. Language is not only talking, but it's your body language, your facial language.
True.
So you find that when you're in marriage, we all have different languages. We communicate differently. It depends on the situation. When somebody wakes up, he's speaking another language. When they sleep, they've got a different language. So it's understanding our different languages as couples.
True.
And you find that sometimes the way I communicate it can represent what has happened before in the past.
Right. But before we proceed on that,
Yes.
just want to urge you, please support our channel, Marriage Clinic 101. Please press on the subscribe button and support us, share this video, do whatever possible to support us and just publish it to your friends that can be going through tough time. Not only those are going, sometimes these such portals are important for enhancing our marriages.
Yes.
So support us, share it with your friends, share it with your church guys that want to just sit under such ministry and hear our testimony where we are coming from. So before we proceed, I just wanted to remind you to click the subscribe button and like this video.
Yes.
Right, let's go to it, Grace.
Yes,
Communication.
Communication is key for every relationship.
True.
Because without communication, then you won't know how the other person feels or how the other person perceives things.
True.
So it's good that as couples we communicate. One thing that I discovered when you're dating, you communicate differently. Because you're trying to put on a face that
and
impress the other person. But once you're in marriage, it's a different
It's
ball.
real. In the house, it's real.
It's real.
And capture.
Yeah. So we have walked our own walk. It took us years to be where we are, to try to understand how he communicates and how I communicate. Sometimes he comes back home from work and he finds me, I'm on high, and he doesn't know how to speak to me.
I think with me, normally sometimes when there's a situation, I'll shut off. I'll analyze and I think, I'll try to give her space. But my wife is not like that. She's different. When there's an issue, she will confront it and she will want us to deal with it. But over the years, I've learned also that, and I've not allowed myself to bottle up things and to come and say, no, I don't like 1, 2, 3. Or if there's a situation, then I express. I think the language, every couple has a language that they speak.
But in every language, you need to develop a language of
that you
how
both
understand. And that language is you learn it as you grow together, as you are open with one another, as you talk more. Because I remember the first times that we got married, we used to talk a lot. And then all of a sudden, when we had a bit of situations, we used to shut off.
Right.
We don't have anything to say to one another. So we came to a place of saying, if you've got a problem, let's talk. I'm one person that I can't sleep with an issue. Even the word says the sun must not go down in Ephesians 5 without not dealing with my feelings. I'm one person that expresses my feelings. And I found that in expressing my feelings, then he understands how to treat me. Otherwise, if you don't express how you feel, then you find yourself, things pile up. pile up. The next thing you find, I'm about to explode.
Yeah. Just to come in there, the important thing that maybe I've learned over the years, in 23 years that now we are going into this marriage, is learning your behavior as a communication.
Yeah.
That when I get home or we are going somewhere, when I just see her, I can just read my wife and understand her. And instead of being personal and trying, I'll say, baby, what's wrong? Sweetie, what's wrong? Explain, I feel okay, I fine today. Once I try to go and gather information so that I can, if I'm feeling that she's not maybe fine, because communication, you can say to somebody, are you fine? Or they just keep quiet. It's a communication. That on its own is a communication.
Yeah.
There's an atmosphere that you find at home. As a husband, as a wife, when you get into the house, you can sense the atmosphere that is different. And if the other person can give you the right words, but the atmosphere is not right, you can see that, no, they are lying on me. Because you can perceive that, no, they are not communicating the truth. So the key into building a healthy marriage and being in a place where you build up your marriage strongly is to understand the communication.
Yes. And one thing, speaking to women, the word "I'm fine" does not solve anything.
True.
Express how you feel. If you're tired, you are mothers. I'm a full-time mom. I think I worked a few years in my marriage, but I'm one person that I'm a full-time mom. Sometimes you're exhausted. True. Sometimes you went through a lot during the day with the kids, and he comes back home. The first thing that I want is just to dump the kids and go and sleep. Sure. But if I don't communicate, then it becomes difficult for my partner to not understand how I feel. But if I say, you know what, baby, I am exhausted. Can I have just an hour just to sleep? It's it becomes easier. Then he understands that you also get tired. So, but when he comes home and you just say, I am fine. What are you saying? I am fine. Can say a lot of things. Can say a lot of things. But learn to communicate what you are saying, what you are feeling. We women, we've got a lot of feelings. We go through a lot of emotions. Express to your other partner to say, this is how I feel. This is how I perceive things. This is just express how you feel.
Just to come in there. By another person expressing themselves doesn't mean necessarily that they're attacking you. Because sometimes somebody will express themselves that I don't like this, I don't like, and we take it personal that you don't like me. That's not what they are saying. They are saying that if this situation we are having, maybe we are having 2 kids, and I feel I'm overwhelmed, I'm not saying you are wrong. I'm saying how can we resolve this? So that communication is healthy to build your relationship. And it doesn't mean that when you have a conflict, that should destroy your relationship.
No.
It's how you handle
conflicts.
And many people don't want conflict in their marriage, but conflict is healthy to build up your marriage and your relationship. Not only me and you, with our children.
Yes.
With the people that you stay with in the house. Sometimes in the context of Africa, you can be sharing a house, you can be sharing property with other people, and if you don't communicate, that can break that relationship. In the context of you and your spouse, you really need to say, I think the problem that we have most of the time when you communicate, we always communicate shouting at each other.
Yeah, we're communicating angry.
That's
not communication.
That's the problem right there.
Yeah.
It is because you are speaking out of a spirit and anger, with anger, and that sometimes our words comes out with arrows.
Yes.
And they pierce the other person. Instead of receiving what you're communicating, you're already hurting the other person. So when you are hurt, how do you respond? You also respond with hate.
It's true.
And you said, no, my wife or my husband is disrespectful, but you are the one that started firing arrows. I'm not saying that people must respond badly when they are. No, 2 wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah.
Learn the art of communication. Learn your spouse. Learn the language of women. Women, learn the language of men. By that, you start to understand, when my husband is like this, this is what I need to do. When my wife is like this, this is what I need to do. You're understanding words on its own. Marriage has many ways of communication.
Yeah.
Many ways of communication. Sometimes maybe you want to just touch my wife's hand like that. And the fact that I'm touching her hand and she pulls away, she's communicating something. Instead of you attacking her, try to understand why she's pulling off her hand.
Yeah.
It's not that you fight, understand why. You find maybe there are things that she's going through that needs you to help.
Yes. You know, touch is a good communication for married people. It's good to touch.
Right.
Sometimes touching says a lot of words.
True.
You know, I always find that there are people that, you know, they struggle to express how they feel. But through touch, you know, I think with both of us, we're very intimate. We love touch. So touch is the best.
Let's just put this the intimate one.
No, it's fine. But we're people that love touch.
Yes.
You know, it says, you know, when you're in the mall, you hold hands. Yes. Then I feel, as a woman, I feel secure. I feel protected. I feel loved. Sometimes I love you doesn't come every day, but it's because the way you communicate with me throughout the day, your touch, the words that you say, you know, it's communication. And sometimes when couples are apart, you know, sending those nice, sweet little messages,
yeah.
you know, reminding the other partner that how much you love them, how much you appreciate them. You know, it's a way of, we don't communicate when there is a problem.
Right.
We communicate continuously,
True.
affirming one another
True.
of our relationship and our love for each other.
And marriage is a path that both we are taking.
It's a narrow path.
You heard it from
It's a narrow path. It's a narrow path.
And
Yeah.
we really have to make it work.
Yes.
Learn it, embrace it, and to embrace it means we will have to take breaks within this journey and share how is the journey
Yeah.
so far. And we do that, we take time away. We go out of, we leave our kids, we just go out. We say, okay, in this past year, 2 years, how has it been for you?
Yeah.
She will say, no, this is my challenge. And I don't feel angry. Say, why is it always like he's attacking me? No, I take that and see how I can help her come out of a situation. Maybe, you know, there's a lot of, like we have 7 kids. It's not an easy task to raise kids, and she will need me to help her. Maybe we need a helper in the house. So we have to look at our finances. Okay, I think our finances are permitting us to bring somebody to come and help. We are communicating.
It's communication.
We are building. Maybe now, like you have a child that is going to college or to varsity. Communication needs to come through. Okay, this is what we are putting aside. Maybe we need to change the house. The house we are living is too small. Communication.
Yeah.
So all that communication is key. Is an essential.
Yeah.
In marriage.
Communication is continual. In every stage of marriage, communication is continual. But one thing with marriage, as you grow, as you mature, your communication must mature as well. You know, you can't we can't be fighting over baby things.
Yes. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians, I think 3, when I was a child.
It's in Galatians.
Galatians, when I was a child, I spoke like a child. Sometimes we can find we are 10 years in marriage, but we still speak like children. we don't respect one another. We don't honor one another. Respect is another key that maybe we need in our next episode to speak about respect. It's important because when you speak out of respect, when you communicate out of respect, you hurt the other person.
You hurt the other person. So we need sweet words. We need to edify one another every day. You know, encourage one another every day. That's part of communication. The way we speak to one another is very important. You know, to just say to we are pastors. We are pastors. For us, we are pastors. So just saying to, you know, maybe your word was powerful, or what you said was powerful. Okay. So it's important that you communicate, encourage one another, edify one another, because once you do that, your other partner feels that you care for them and you love them.
Wow. Guys, that's from the lady herself. I hope this is helping you. Hope this is building your marriage. We don't want to keep you long. You know, we've got so many things to do, but this also is important. Thank you so much for tuning in. We want to say something to you before we go. These programs are directed to build your marriage. Don't refrain from seeking counsel.
Yeah.
Seek counsel. Find people you trust, your pastors, your leadership in the church. Go and present yourself. Counseling is not taking sides. It's not that we say, no, you are wrong, you are right. There is no score sheets in marriage. No, we are building together. We are building blocks. We come to you, we see how we can help you move forward. It's not you. Some people keep
scorecards.
Remember last time? No, guys, we want to build you up. We also are available through the details here online on our page here, their email address, the WhatsApp page. Please send your voice messages, send your questions. We are here. Before we start next time, we'll try to see the questions that are in there and try to help you. But from me, your host, and Grace, I think that's it for today. Grace?
Yes. Shalom. It was good to have you. Amen.
Amen. Cheers.